This is too important. This is a long-term, lingering problem, an entrenchment of an inequity that needs to be remedied. It's not good enough that the chief appraiser says, hey, we'll do better next time, or we're going to hire a couple more appraisers. That's not good enough. What we need is an investigation. And I think the citizens of Travis County and the City of Austin and all the other taxing entities will benefit. Everyone needs to pay their fair share.
Disclosure of real estate information is good.
That's right, sales price disclosure. In fact, there is sales price disclosure. In Texas is one of, out of the 50 states, Texas is one of 5 who does not have sales price disclosure. Sales price disclosure is when you're at the title company buying a piece of property or selling it, that the value is reported to the appraisal district. Texas doesn't have that. But in fact, for homeowners, there is disclosure because the MLS records are all at the appraisal district. So when you sell your home, there is disclosure. But for commercial property owners, there is no disclosure. And so the appraisal district has to work a little harder. It's not easy, I understand that. It's not as easy as sifting through the MLS records to find out about your home. But the values are out there, and I found them, and so can the appraisal district. But this needs to be investigated.
What's that graph?
This graph is all the real estate valuations in Travis County, the taxable property. And what it's shown since the year 2000 is that single-family homes have taken the brunt of the taxation.
My name's John Bush, Texans for Accountable Government, JOHNBUSH. Our organization, as well as everybody that's joined here with us today, is frankly fed up. The big fat cat developers, they need to be paying their fair share, and this is only a small part of a larger problem where we see the existing residents of Austin continually, time and time again, having to pay for the cost of growth for these out-of-state speculative developers to come and basically have their way with the city of Austin. Well, we're fed up.
My name is Sabino Renteria, S-A-B-I-N-O. Last name is Renteria, R-E-N-T-E-R-I-A. I represent East Cesar Chavez planning team. Since it is correct, since the 2000s, we have seen our taxes increase to the point where we've seen people, and the people that are getting hurt the most are the renters there that have lived in East Austin for over 40 years, and there are renters there that are getting displaced because the homeowners, the landlord, can no longer afford to keep the rent low, and they're getting evicted out of their houses. And they are being forced to move out of this area where they have the support structures that are built in to help our seniors, you know, and our children there. We have our schools, we have our health centers there, and they're no longer able to live in this area.
Here we are in a time of economic downtimes when the city of Austin is looking at cutting some of the most important services for most of the vulnerable population, which are our youth and our elderly. When we talk about cutting services because we are not generating amount of taxes that we're supposed to be, but yet the residents are taking on the bigger burden of paying these taxes. And not only that, when we look at East Austin for years, East Austin has been paying more taxes. When we see an overall 11 to 14% increase, we'll see a 20 to 35% increase in East Austin. So we are being burdened by these taxes when big commercial developments are not paying their fair share of taxes.
My name's Arthur DiBianca. I'm with the Travis County Libertarian Party. My name's ARTHURDIBIANCA. We believe that local jurisdictions are going to use these missing valuations as an excuse to raise property tax rates, and we are totally opposed to that.
Randall Stevens, RANDALLSTEPHENS. Well, I just wanted to mention that I support this organization as a small business owner and a proud member of Austin's Chamber of Commerce and an employer. I feel like we all should pay our fair share in taxes. I was thanked by an appraisal that was about 3 times the money that I put into my startup, but that's okay, we can handle that. And I do believe in this economy, and I believe we can solve all these problems. This is the most creative city in America. We should tell everybody to do business here, and we ought to tell all these big developers and this incoming freshman class, if you will, of city council members and county officials to support the people, support the taxpayers in this city, and together we can solve all of these problems.
$1 billion worth of non-single family residential property on the rolls. So at $42 billion, if it's 30% undervalued or 20% or 40%, there's $200, $300, $400 million in total revenues that could be shared annually. That could be shared with the homeowners. So
That's a lot of swimming
yeah,
pool
the
hours.
homeowners are having to shoulder that extra burden.
So for the last 9 years, that's how much times 9?